Welcome back to my channel, you guys. I'm so excited because I get to film today. It's been about a few days and I know I didn't post a video last week, but if you guys didn't know, I had done a homemade mask and I put it on my face and I had an allergic reaction and I broke out everywhere, you guys. I'm not even exaggerating. It's getting a little bit better now. My face doesn't feel like as textured, but there's still a few bumps on there, but it's not as bad because, girl, it was pretty bad. But I'm excited because I have the KKW contour sticks. I feel like this is so controversial because it's Kim, but at the end of the day, I don't know her and she doesn't know me, so I don't have a problem with her at all. I'm just gonna go ahead and review this for you guys and let you guys know what I honestly think about it. And I got them in the shade dark. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, you should have got deep dark, but when I was seeing the swatches at the time, I was kind of confused because deep dark looked a little bit too dark and dark looked like just right. So I don't know what it's gonna look like, but we're gonna see today. So you guys want to stick around and see what I think about these bad boys, then go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so before I go ahead and start, I'm gonna tell you guys how much it costs plus shipping. So it does go for $48, which is pretty high. I do know a lot of people say you do get 2 highlighters, 2 contour shades, and also a brush, but they're not that big and they don't have that much product in them, so $48 is pretty high. Plus the shipping, you guys, it was around 8 something, so the total came out to $56.95. I swear to you guys, I almost changed my mind last minute because that's almost $60. That's a whole lot of money for something I don't even know if it's gonna be good, but here we are. I still want to go ahead and try it out for you guys. Okay, so moving on to packaging, it also comes in this packaging right here. It does remind me of a Ziploc bag. A lot of people do say that. I mean, it resembles it a lot. And it also has this pretty nude color, which I do like. Honestly, I don't mind the packaging. I like how sleek and simple it is. This doesn't bother me at all, but to some people, $56 should require better packaging, but for me, I'm not bothered at all. So you're gonna open it up simply like this, right on top. Okay, so when you open it up, it comes in this little packaging here. It reminds me of one of the stuff that you have in the doctor's office. If you guys don't know, my mom's a doctor, so this exactly resembles what we see in there. But you open it up right here. Really simple, really easy. And you get the 2 contour sticks and also the 2 matte highlighters and also the shimmer highlighter. Sorry about that. And then the brush here. So this is what they look like. The sticks do look a little bit bigger than what I thought they were going to be. The brush, of course, is not as big as I thought, but it's not that small either. It's like the right size. So I'm not bothered by them, but I really do love the colors of these. They're so pretty, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys close-ups of these products and tell you guys what I think about them. For $48, you're not getting a whole lot of product. I'm not going to lie about that. I mean, this, if you do contour every single day, this is going to go really fast, but for someone like me who doesn't contour a lot, this is going to take a while for me to finish up, so it's not too much of a problem for me. But for $48 plus shipping, which the total came out to $56, this is not a lot of product. Okay, so taking a closer look at the dark contour kit, I know at first I was saying it may not look like it may contour me, but looking at it in person, it actually looks a whole lot darker and richer than it did online. So I may actually have gotten lucky, who knows, but we may see. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do something a little bit different that I've seen online. On my right side, which you guys left, I'm gonna go ahead and use the product with concealer and also the matte highlighter and contour stick. But I'm going to use it with a beauty blender just to see the difference. And on the left side, which you guys right, I'm going to go ahead and use the contour sticks by itself and also the matte highlighter shade without concealer. But I'm also going to use the brush just to see if it makes a difference. So I just want to see what the different results are going to be like and see which one is better. So I'm first going to go ahead and take the matte highlighter and use it with some concealer. Okay, so as I'm applying the concealer or the matte highlighter, it's actually really creamy, you guys. I was expecting it to be dry, but it's really creamy. I'm just going to put it in the high points of my face and just see if it really does a good job of covering and all that good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take my beauty blender on the right side and see if it blends it out really good. Okay, so as I'm blending the highlighter, it feels a little bit drying, which is weird because it applied really creamy, but trying to blend it out is rough because it feels really dry on the face. And it also looks a little bit cakey underneath my eyes right now. So I'm done blending for the most part, and honestly it was a little bit of a struggle to blend out the matte highlighter. It went on really creamy, but it was also dry when I was blending it out, which was kind of weird. I didn't understand that, and it didn't really make my under eyes look that much better. I think it looks decent, but it doesn't look, you know, better than a regular day. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take the sponge. I'm gonna spritz it with a little bit of water because I don't like a dry sponge. I'm gonna try to blend out the other side now. So the sponge is a little stiff. I mean, it's not doing much at all, you guys. I'm literally scraping my foundation off at this point, trying to blend this out. Let me see if I can spritz it with a little bit more water and see if that makes a difference. But it's not blending whatsoever, you guys. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but it just looks really patchy. It doesn't look good at all. I'm just gonna go ahead and switch to my beauty blender because that sponge is not working for me whatsoever. You guys, even with the beauty blender, I'm still struggling to blend this out. I think it dries down really fast. I'm not sure, but it's just not blending well at all. So this is what my face looks like. I have no words, you guys. It doesn't look flattering at all. You can see patches everywhere. It didn't blend out really good at all. This side actually looks better than this side. If you use a concealer, it looks decent, but by itself it looks really cakey underneath the eyes, and you can just see right through it. And you can also see my dark circles, so it doesn't cover much at all. But I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to the contour shade. I'm going to take the darkest one from the dark kit and just see if this applies better than the other one. To blend this side out, I'm going to go ahead and use the brush. The brush does feel really soft, you guys. Like, it's one of the softest brushes I've ever tried. So I do think it's going to do a good job. And as you guys can see, the contour shade does actually pop up on my skin. So if you're thinking about getting dark next time, go ahead and try it because I do think it'll work. But let's just go ahead and see if this blends out nicely on the face. Okay, so the brush is blending it out really nicely. I will admit that. And also the dark kit, you guys, this is dark. Okay, I don't know why people are saying this would not work for women of color because this is really pigmented, you guys. I know I applied a little bit too much, so I'm trying to blend it all out now. But I do think the brush is doing a decent job. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose. I do think these sticks would be perfect for contouring your nose more so than the face, because the face right now looks really natural, but it doesn't look, you know, dramatic at all. So I'm going to go ahead and take the matte highlighter and draw it down my nose. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the sponge to blend it out, which I actually do think is better for the nose because it blended it out really nicely. So I actually prefer the contour sticks on the nose. They were really easy to blend out, and the sponge actually blended it out really nicely on the nose. On the face, not so much, but on the nose, it does a really good job. And moving on to the last part of the contour sticks, this is the highlighter shade, and it looks a little bit bronzy. Let me see. It looks like this. So I do think it's a pretty shade. I don't know how it's going to look on the face though, but we shall see. Let's go ahead and apply it. So of course the highlighter is not like booming, you know, like people out there that love it to be extra bright. I actually prefer mine to look really natural. So this is really pretty on the skin. It just gives you a natural glow. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my face. And I'll be right back to give you guys my final thoughts on these contour sticks. Okay, so I'm back with my final thoughts on these products. And I will say I do not think they're worth $48 plus the $8 shipping. I mean, the matte highlighter was really creamy when I put it on my face, but when I blended it out, it was really dry and it was separating and it looked really cakey. The contour stick though, I really do love. It was really creamy, blended out really nicely, but I think I'm going to use it for my nose mostly, so that's that. And the sponge and the brush is really soft, you guys. It blends really well. I do love the brush side. But the sponge, you guys, I don't know what's wrong with it. It was kind of moving my foundation and concealer everywhere. It was just removing everything on my face, which I did not appreciate. But on the nose, it did a really good job of blending it out. So that's my final thoughts on these products. If you guys still plan on getting it, please let me know down below. And if you also do have it, please let me know what you think about it. But I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video.